heals the sick, and he heals the lame. Says you can do it too. In Jesus.
Is that true?
Yes, yes, most definitely.
How did you break? Now, look at you. What happened to you?
Well, I was on holiday actually. I was an interstate driver on holidays and visiting a friend, and ran into a semi-trailer, and my car was driven off, and I ended up with a broken neck. And anyway, I'm here.
So that happened when? How many years ago?
That happened 40 years ago.
And so because of broken neck, what's the injuries did you sustain? And how did it affect you?
Oh, well, I was pretty good for about 15 years, not too bad, a lot of pain, but I could get around. But then as age came on, the worse I got. And I ended up in a wheelchair. I was in that for 3 years. It was a friend of ours had a stroke and ended up in a wheelchair, and she didn't need really to be in that wheelchair, but I saw how she went from reasonably good to virtually a vegetable, and I thought, that's not for me. And I was out of my wheelchair.
You got out in calipers, didn't you?
And yes, I was on crutches. I've been on crutches for 20 years.
So when I saw you were holding me on crutches.
Yes, that's correct.
So and your neck was seized.
Yes, I couldn't move my neck.
You just move your arms a certain length.
Yes, very little. Yeah.
And you had numbness and pain.
Numbness all down my left side.
Yeah.
And constant pain.
And how bad was the pain?
Oh, the pain was 9 and 10 all the time.
And you were on morphine or methadone, were you?
I was on morphine for years, 10 years on morphine. I think it was, then on to methadone for the last 8 years.
And so where's, just turn your neck, raise your arms.
Yeah.
And so where's the pain?
The pain's gone.
So what happened to you?
Well, the Lord healed me. The meeting that we went to, I wasn't going because I was in a lot of pain at the time. But my wife wanted to go, wouldn't go without me. So I said, well, okay, we'll go. I said, but I'll have nothing to do with the meeting whatsoever.
Now, what was that?
Because I've been in the Pentecostal churches for 25 years, and I've had that many pray for me, but nothing ever happened, and I would get despondent. And I think all the time, well, why won't the Lord heal me? Why won't He heal me? And it got that way the last 5 years. I wouldn't allow anybody to pray for me. So they did anyway.
What happened that night? Because I remember you went at the back and my wife came after you.
Yes, that's correct. I went out for a cup of tea when John started praying for people, and I was going down to the car for a sleep, but I thought I'd better just go back inside, let my wife know I was okay, and where I'd be, and Julie grabbed me, and anyway, out the front, and all the rest is history.
You even argued with me. You said, no, because you just felt, you were saying you felt so disappointed in a Christian not getting healed that you didn't dare believe for a miracle.
Yes.
But Jesus got you.
He did.
I grabbed you around the neck, didn't I?
You did? Yeah.
And I stole your crutches.
And stole my crutches. And I think I would like to say that there in getting prayer, I was sitting in a chair. I felt very hot, tingly around my neck, up into my head, down the side, and it was like somebody behind me was lifting off a pair of combination overalls, filthy overalls off from me, and I looked down at my body and it was squeaky clean.
And you actually got out of that chair?
And we're up out of that chair, and
you actually went rich for your crutches, didn't you?
I did.
And I stole them.
Yes. I felt rather naked without something to hang on to, because I was so used to it, I suppose. Yes, it was just a mighty move for the Lord.
That was about maybe 9-10 months ago. How has your life changed since that miracle?
Oh, it's changed greatly. I can do things now around the home. Things that have been put away or put on hold over the years. I can now get out and do things, and I just thank the Lord daily. Every time I wake in the morning, I sort of pinch myself to make sure it is real.
What happened in your community when, because people saw you as a cripple, what happened when they began to see you walking around without your support?
Yeah, so there was a lot of interest in myself. I live in a small town of only 600 people. Everybody knows what we're doing the day before. And they're all sort of sitting on the fence waiting for me to fall over. But I've assured them so many times that I will not fall. I'm with the Lord.
And try to explain, this is a bit important. What was it like living with you say your pain was 9 to 10 every single day, even with the morphine and drugs? How did you survive that much pain for that long?
Oh, I went through 3 pain clinics over those years. I always thought a pain clinic would only teach you to swear nicely in front of ladies. But no, they did a lot of good, and they teach you, like, if you hit your hand with a hammer and your policeman came and knocked on the door, your hand wouldn't hurt while you're witnessing what was going on. And that's how I had to, all the time with my mind, keep it active on other things.
And you actually got onto morphine and methadone.
Yes.
Now, how did it feel with many years of such severe pain that all of a sudden hands were laid upon you in Jesus' name and it left you? How did it feel at that moment? It all just left. What did you think?
Oh, it's just amazing. Okay. It's too amazing for words. And I just thank the Lord daily for how I am.
Now when you came the next day walking at your crutches and I saw you with hearing aids, what happened then?
Yes, I came into the hall and John was standing there and he called me over and what are you doing with those things in your ears? I said, well, I like to be able to hear everything. I wasn't deaf, but I was partially deaf and missed a lot of stuff in meetings. And anyway, he said, take them out and put them in your pocket, which I did. And John prayed for my ears, and it was like going up in an aeroplane. My ears cracked, and I had to move my jaw around a bit to sort of clear them. And he moved back and whispered something, and I heard it as clear as clear. And I haven't had them in since.
Wow, give a lot of hand, everybody. Thanks, Peter. Now,
Heals the sick.